All right, another story we're tracking this week. Another DA mayor is under siege. Nelson Mandela Bay Mayor Athol Trollip and Joburg Mayor Herman Mashaba have faced motions of no confidence within their respective city councils. Now the Mayor of Tshwane, Msimanga, facing the same threat from both the EFF and the ANC, we learned yesterday. The DA, remember, did not have enough votes after the 2016 local government elections to rule Tshwane on its own, so it went into a coalition with the EFF. The EFF is angry that Msimanga has served a notice to suspend city manager Moeketsi Mosala without consulting the coalition party. Mosala involved in an investigation around procurement irregularities related to a 12 billion rand tender granted to engineering consultants GladAfrica. To discuss, we're now joined by the national spokesperson of the DA, Malatsi. Mr. Malatsi, thank you for joining us from Polokwane. What are you doing to save the coalition in Tshwane?
Good evening, Francis, and good evening to all your viewers. We are of the same view that with the other parties that are still committed to the coalition, we can work together to continue to serve the people of Tshwane. Our focus is ensuring that we run a clean administration and that we deliver services to the people. And Mayor Msimanga has been very consistent and responsible in ensuring that we do this given the time that we've been in government. You highlight the issue with regards to the suspension of the city manager of the city of Tshwane. When these allegations came to the fore, they required, as would be the case involving a senior official and the magnitude of the allegations, that, they are interrogated. And it was upon applying his mind that the mayor did the right thing, which is to recommend to table the issue in council and to seek council support in placing the municipal manager on suspension so that he can provide reasons as to why he can be suspended, but also, and more importantly, so that there can be an investigation into these allegations. I think it is important that when there are serious allegations that affect the delivery of services and contain improper conduct on the part of civil servants in the administrations that we run, that we are fearless and consistent in applying the rule of the law and ensuring that we get to the bottom of the issue. And by tabling that in council, it was the right thing to do, and it remains the right thing to do.
Well, no matter how fearless he is, how responsible he is, the fact is, isn't it, that you need to be in coalition with either the EFF or the ANC to rule Tshwane. The numbers, without them, just don't stack up. You've got 93 seats, I believe, out of 114. You can't get to the 50% without one of those parties. Both are saying he's out.
Francis, it is important that in running an administration, whether it is through coalition or not, that the fear of losing power does not guide the need to do the right thing at all times.
But the DA keeps on saying that coalition politics is the future. This is about managing relationships. Isn't this another example where you're not managing a coalition well?
No, absolutely. That isn't the case. This is the case of an administration that is committed to clean government, making sure it does the right thing to continue this program of governing well, of acting against any alleged instance of corruption.
The ANC says he's corrupt. There's also claims that he got rid of Mosala because he outed Msimanga's former chief of staff, Marietta Okamp. Are you, as the DA, taking the claims against Mr. Msimanga seriously?
I mean, the ANC is just political expediency. I mean, the issue you are referring to of the mayor's former chief of staff was dealt with. She's no longer in the position, so that was dealt with, through the processes of the city and in the right way. I think what this issue exposes the ANC for is just its double speak. Here is an administration that was presented with allegations of, serious improper conduct, that it presented it through the channels of council, which is the right thing to do, and sought council support for the recommendation of the suspension of the city manager. And this is what was done. In fact, the ANC, I'm told, supported the suspension of the city manager.
The EFF says he's also lost touch with townships and he's pandering to the affluent.
If you were to look at the record of delivery of Mr. Msimanga's tenure to date, you would realize that he has been consistent in ensuring that areas that previously had not been provided services, townships, informal settlements, they have had access to increased service delivery. So it cannot be, in fact, it is not correct what the EFF is claiming. What the EFF is claiming is to seek to divide the people of Tshwane along racial lines.
You recently said that Msimanga would be your premier candidate in Gauteng. Is that the case? What happens if he loses his mayoral seat, which you're not changing that likelihood with what you're saying? Msimanga
emerged as the party's preferred candidate for Premier of Gauteng, and he is still the Mayor of Tshwane as we speak, and the party is fully behind him, both as Mayor of the city of Tshwane and as our Premier candidate going into the national and provincial elections. There is a team behind him in the city of Tshwane that will continue to support him in doing the work of the city of Tshwane, and he'll have a team around him that will ensure that he maintains the right balance in dedicating time between the premiership campaign and the daily running of the city of Tshwane.
Mr. Malatsi, in finality, are you telling me that there's not a flurry? Are you not even trying to talk to the EFF, trying to talk to other parties in Tshwane right now?
In any coalition, talks are always continuous. When there are differences, as would often be the case, that does not mean that there is a stop to ongoing engagements. The nature of coalitions themselves mean that there is continuous engagement, even in periods of differences. What we are doing is to continue to engage with those parties that have remained committed to the coalition, that have not blackmailed the party into not taking action against inappropriate conduct, and we continue to focus on making sure that we use our time in government to deliver to the people of Tshwane who voted for us and our coalition partners to take the city forward.
All right, thank you very much for your time this evening. Speaking to us from Polokwane, DA National Spokesperson Solly Malatsi. And yes, Mr. Msimanga, the Tshwane Mayor, his political future very uncertain. The EFF doesn't give us a date, but they say they have asked for a vote of no confidence. And without the EFF, the DA did not have the votes to rule that city.